Okay, so I wanted to do a couple of maps, 130 quant, right? Unfortunately, I cannot find any, and I wanted to watch this video. Meanwhile, while I'm farming, but I just can't find. I've been like volleying like crazy, and it's like 110, those are the best now. 124, 17, 105, and the white map was here for. Oh, actually, this is, yeah. I mean, 119 with item quantity. I guess let's. And the cat is here, and I swear she's going to jump and break my monitor or something. It's going to be ridiculous. But let's do a test. 130 is better, 130 is where the magic starts to happen. Of course, it depends, right? It's RNG, but anyway, so let me start the video and stop. Don't. Zelda. Hey, shh. Hey, stop. Don't scratch the monitor. I know you're tempted. Oh my god, stop. Hey. Say hi. Say hi. Okay. What's that? You okay? Are you coming back? Don't scratch the monitor. Are you coming back? Come. Hey. Jump. Okay, jump. Jump. Come on. No, not. Don't. Oh, no. Okay. What's up with you and trying to destroy my equipment? Okay, so yeah, a bit oi cutie, oi. Yeah, that's it. You just sleep on the keyboard. Okay, so where was I? Hopefully the cat will not press any buttons or anything, but anyway, let's see what will happen.
I just want to kill a white mob!
I, along with many others, were not expecting a nerf to just how the campaign felt in general, right? In the last interview I heard, it really sounded like the intention was to target things at the top end. But there were so many things that nerfed us during the campaign here. And
well, the thing I would say about that.
I would like to finish.
Sure. Okay.
A lot.
Wait, why did the... Oh my god! Oh
I would
no!
like to finish.
Oh no!
Please.
Holy shit!
Excuse you. I would like to
A lot of people are really wondering about the long-term direction for the game with that in mind, because they were also...
The thing I would say about that.
I would like to finish.
Sure.
A lot of people are really wondering about the long-term direction of the campaign.
Dude, I need a support group for this, guys.
Well, that one I will have to look at specific cases, right? Because like that comes down to.
Oh my god!
We already did something about that, right? Where we like nerfed monster.
I couldn't. It was too much, dude.
We'd have to nerf monster life again if that's still a problem.
It's true though. You shouldn't interrupt people, man. It's rude.
But the thing is that like. As I said, like the first thing we heard when everyone was saying this, the first thing we thought was like, what the hell? We didn't even nerf the campaign. Like literally, that's what Lord of Valpers was saying. We didn't nerf this. Why is everyone saying we nerfed it?
I mean, there were some blatant
fuck-ups. Yeah. Like, so
Speaking bluntly,
Yeah,
right? Like the,
I mean-
the minion change was just bad.
And
the minion
when you
one.
said the minion change, are you referring to the rare minions or referring to the player minions? Because those are both. Both of those were
both
incredibly
were
terrible.
just fucked up.
Yes, those were.
Well, I think a large portion want like bosses to be what is the challenging content, whereas right now it's almost the reverse, where there's so many clips of like people like dodge rolling away from like packs, right, and they're getting chased down, maybe not having a counter player, and they're like, oh my god, I'm just being chased down. So, and also I sort of disagree on the Act 1 changes in PoE1 not being negatively received. I do remember there was quite a lot of people that really didn't like that, because of what you mentioned with like the faster monsters is generally a bad thing.
I'm like to have things to actually go and start to address. Like, can I get a gauge on what you think is like where in the game it starts to become a problem, or do you think it's like just straight out of the gate?
I mean,
Straight
after
out
the
of
second
Like
level,
the
second
even
gen.
the second zone, like the first zone might be okay, but the second zone with the wolves, it's like pretty like
The amount of
instant.
push, dude, is
Where
crazy.
I don't feel like I'm getting that like ARPG play style.
Won't we be hurting more players than we're helping with that?
By making
Like, won't
monsters
that
slower?
immediately make it?
How?
Like, what doesn't it kill the game for them? Like what I'm saying is, like, it's easy to say, like, oh, you make the game easier and everyone's happy, but it isn't the case. Like, a lot of people prefer the game to, like, actually have some challenge in it.
In his research, Dr. Morrison
that's
identified a
why-
paradox
That's why you got so many bad
moment.
reviews, right? Because they like the
where
challenge.
machine learning would evolve past our capabilities of control.
They
A lot
want
of
us to
people
do
prefer the
combos
game
and we have no
to,
time to
like,
click
actually
one
have some
button,
challenge
let
in it.
alone three. Just
Like, for
say
example,
that.
okay, so here's the thing, right? So every night I go home and I play,
Just say that. We can't
test
click our
runs of everything, right?
buttons.
And it's like,
We're
if we
rolling
made it so that there
backwards.
wasn't any challenge for me in actually.
Go in the worm, because we can't play.
They need to. Not every monster needs to slow down, but like for example, some of them can be fast, and maybe the answer is okay. They should be weaker. So sure, they engage you, but they die quick.
No.
Or maybe the answer
It's
is
not
like
about
there's too
that.
many of them, and then in a lot of the cases it's going to be like, okay, here's 6 different types of packs. Well,
If I'm
6
playing
of them
a
are
fighting
fast.
game,
Well, that's a problem.
okay.
5 is fast.
If I'm playing a fighting game and every time I want to do a combo because I'm playing my character that I enjoy, every time I try to do a combo, in the middle of the combo, the opponent goes bang, and I have to start the combo all over again, and the only way to do things is the combo. That's not fun. If you want me to do the combo and enjoy my character, if you want me to enjoy that gameplay, I need an opportunity to do it.
This like up and down pacing, and it can feel
That's
kind
the
of fun. Where sometimes you're on
conversation.
edge, and sometimes you're just
None
obliterating
of this
things.
stuff.
But then I would also point out like some of those charms just suck because it doesn't even mitigate the stun that stunned you.
Yes.
And that is just something that we initially did, and they were like, oh, we need to change this, and then
He
it just got lost in
knows?
the.
Consider temporarily removing until you have fixed the issue.
Not at all. No, it will make the game feel like dog. We do that. Like, there's just lots of things that you need to have. You need to have some pushing in order to make work.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's more just a specific monster.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm not 100% sure I agree with that, but we'll move on.
That's because you haven't seen it without it. Like, yeah.
That's fair. That's true.
If
Like,
we
there's a
turn
lot
off
of
all
things-
sources of pushing, it would just be it would be a disaster.
Right.
If we just dropped more gear, then we would lose out on that. And whereas if we lower monster power, then you're improving the like you don't need we wouldn't need to do that.
But you don't have to lower
Once
the
again, that
monster
doesn't
power
necessarily
by
say
a
that the
lot,
gear is
you
in
know,
exactly
just
the right place. But
lower
what I
it
am
a
saying
bit,
is that
you know.
like it isn't just buff items. Like
So-
it is a question of player power relative to monster power.
But the thing is, like, we aren't switching out gear a lot, though. I think a lot of us feel like we're, like, finally finding, let's say, like, a glove with 60 life and 15 fire risk, and then we end up keeping that all the way until maps, because we aren't really finding anything else.
Yep.
We have very little currency to craft with and stuff, and a lot of people also reported finding, like, a large chunk of their majority of their currency in Act 1, where maybe people will find as much as, like, 3 to 10 exalts in Act 1, and then find 0 in Act 2 and 3, so it seems, like, very, very
I
early
can't-
heavy.
I can't really explain why that would have happened, because like the gear, like the way that loot drops doesn't change. The only thing that changes is the number of magic and rare monsters that exist. And so over time, the amount of loot you get increases through the game, just because the number of rare and magic monsters increases. And due to the way the currency drops work in PoE2, the more of those you get, the more rare currency you'll get, which means that like it just feels like you get more currency. So like that isn't a phenomenon that I understand for sure. Like, you should be getting more currency as you go through the acts, for sure. Like that is as far as I understand.
Several
You get,
times
like-
I've been joking about making new characters to farm currency, and a lot of people like said they agreed. So
Thankfully, we can relatively easily, if we need to, pretty much after this, add some logging for that and go and see what's actually happening.
yeah, I mean, even like I would say
Data.
myself, I got very like few regals and stuff to use. Like definitely was not on the rich end during the campaign.
Well, how many is a few?
I'd say through the campaign I dropped probably 4 regals.
Well, hang on, but we're not talking about dropping only. We're talking about disenchanting too, right?
So
Okay, but how many people, you know, are honestly going to gather? It's like because you need gold as well, right? And I usually sell the rares to get some gold because it, you know, they give more gold. Now in Diablo 2, you know, in the remastered version, it doesn't matter, right? You can go outside of the camp and find a item that's 500 gold, 1000. I had like even 3000, 5000 gold item. In PoE, you have this item that sells for 100 gold, and it's rare, and it's stats and all kinds of stuff, right? Now, I need gold to... What's this? Chaos damage. I need gold to be able to at least try to buy an item that's going to boost me a bit, right? Boost my character. But they want me to sell the items that give me more gold, right? So I'm unable to actually buy or have the chance, because we're talking about the chance of actually being able, right, to buy something that can improve your character. But now if I disenchant those things to get a regal, I have to gather those things, go town, which I really don't want to do constantly, go town, and then I have to disenchant those things to have the chance to regal something after half an hour, or depending, right, on your drop rate and RNG, right? And then I'm going to regal something, it's not going to give me anything good, and then I have to repeat the same process, you know, fill my inventory, go down, disenchant, go back, fill my inventory, disenchant, go back, fill my inventory. Like, I don't see how this is fun. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know. So I have no idea.
So, because of crafting being so RNG, I will generally have opted in. I've tried both, obviously, between like disenchanting, but I find that I benefit more from gambling than from actually trying to crafting. My experience with crafting is picking
Well,
up
if
every
you're-
blue, looking for one stat, regaling, and then that missing and the item not being usable.
If you're not disenchanting rares, then you certainly won't get a lot of regals.
Sure,
That is
I've
the
tried
case.
both.
It's not about disenchanting the rest, it's just, it's a painful thing to do. Like, what are they not getting? Like, why? I still stand behind my statement that PoE2 is trying to make people waste their time, and I feel like they're doing it on purpose, because once you waste your time, right, they have 2 games now, and what I think they want is for you to waste your time in one game, and by the time you finish, because of the whole spikes, right, when the new league starts, they just want to have a constant flow of players, right? Because instead of dropping the players dropping after, you know, I don't know, maybe a month and something, I feel like they want you to play PoE1, play the league, once you're done, to have something to jump on, right, which is PoE2. And because PoE2 is slower, then you're going to waste more time in PoE2, and then once you finish, which is probably at towards the end of the league, right, the duration of the league, then they'll come with the new league in PoE1, and then you're going to jump on PoE1 and just have this like constant flow of players, because then you will play only PoE. And if you play, you know, PoE constantly, 1 and 2, it means that you're going to stay inside the game, and it means that you're going to buy more stuff. What is it? More stuff, more MTXs, more, you know, more stuff, which leads to more money. And this is my I don't know, we can call it conspiracy theory or whatever you want to call it, but this is what I see so far. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Right. Well, I can't say much as to that, but like that is the reason you don't have recalls if you're.
Oh my god, I
know,
can't.
like,
I can't
that
listen
is
to
where,
this. I
like,
can't
the
listen. I can't
primary
listen.
source of
I can't
regals
listen.
for the
Blah, blah, blah,
campaign
blah,
would be
blah, 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 blah.
That isn't to say that gambling isn't better.
I got
maybe it
timed
is, but,
out.
Right.
You know, like that it does explain that particular one currency item at least.
So
If you're not disenchanting rares, then you certainly won't get a lot of regals. Like
sure,
that is
I've
the
tried
case.
both.
Right. Well, I can't say much as to that, but
By the way, white maps are profitable.
like that is the reason you don't have regals if you're, if you know, like that is where like the
We don't really get enough sockets early on. We don't get enough gear early on, and we then don't have any way at all to really fix this.
So why is it that you're not getting enough sockets early on?
Well, that they're just not dropping. Even if you're checking the vendor, like I'm checking the vendor every time I level up. I'm disenchanting everything. I still don't get enough because the game is very difficult right now. So you try to keep getting gear upgrades. There is not enough loot. There is a lot of people complaining about.
I don't get the same experience of not getting enough socketables personally. Like,
This is like when I had a problem with my car, right? And they burned my car battery. You know, they basically destroyed it. And I was like, they're like, your car battery is, you know, it's damaged. It doesn't work, right? Because they were like pushing it, and the car battery started smoking. So I was like, yeah, you know, the car cannot start because, you know, there is no electricity, right? There is no battery because you burned it, you know, you just destroyed the battery. And they were like, no, we didn't. And it's the same thing here. Oh, my experience is not the same. And because, you know, well, I'm saying my experience is not the same, so you're wrong. You know, Zizaran is wrong. Even though he's spending like, you know, hundreds of hours, you know, playing Path of Exile, but, you know, your experience is wrong because I say so. So
would
go
say
argue.
that probably 80% of the gear I'd be wearing pretty much through the whole campaign would have sockets like in there. So like if that's the case, then like there must be something I'm not understanding about like why that people are feeling that way, because that's just like a totally different experience than what I see when
Like I know something that was suggested was adding more Artificer's Orbs to fixed quest rewards through the game to minimize the RNG outcome.
Right.
Because we added those quite late. We didn't end up putting them in
That's
any...
true. So that's something that we could definitely do, which means you just get more of them during campaign, and I'd be totally open to that. Like, that's totally reasonable. They ended up devaluing the notables a lot. Like, the notables became really bland when masteries were introduced, and it's like... And it also means that, like, the where you are on the tree didn't matter as much either, which, like, kind of wasn't amazing. So I think that we, like, prefer to have it be a situation where the notables are more interesting, and I do think that in PoE2, the notables are very interesting. Like, it's something that, like, I think that is notably good. So
more work to
Cast
do.
live.
there is more work to do, but I just
Chaos
I don't love the way
damage.
that the masteries kind of
Chaos
like,
damage.
blandified
Chaos-
the
Spagnification's
notables,
sick.
And so yeah, I think we
Chaos
can,
damage.
that's probably-
Increased
I
chaos
think I prefer
damage.
it,
Oh,
just-
+1.
Yeah, putting the power.
These
in
are pretty
notables
cool.
rather than-
Yeah. So the next question, I want to talk a little bit about the fact that you have only done like the crazy large changes between seasons, and you talked a little bit about that you felt forced to treat the game like it was released. Are you still happy with doing only large balance changes between patches, or is that something you would maybe revisit with something like every 2 weeks, especially with like a warning period, like changes are coming in 4 days?
It's hard. I don't think that you
What is the other
can
one?
just
Not yet.
nerf people in the middle of a league no matter what. Like, we get highly punished for that. Look, I mean, people are going to be unhappy about nerfs whenever we do them, as you know, like as we can see. Like, it is actually strictly worse if you get nerfed while you're playing the game. Usually, that we can't very easily.
That's fair.
So Fubgun can't get nerfed, but every build I have ever played, ever, gets nerfed. What the fuck is that?
How do you feel about the removal of player speed, things like Herald of Ice, but then sort of adding it back in with effectively a few players were telling me the Lightning Strike and Aroa effectively just swaps it from Herald of Ice to the Roa and the Lightning Strike.
Well, Lightning.
I don't know whether or not the balance of those is correct, quite frankly.
It's not quite like there's probably misbalance here, 100%, but it's not quite the same as what the Heralds were doing.
Yeah.
But it is still a balance anomaly for sure. Like I certainly have people playing, I know people who are playing Lightning Archers right now, and they're like, why am I suffering like this? I'm going to swap to Lightning Spear, which I assume is what you meant.
Root 2 made me promise to ask that.
Yeah, so it's pretty clear.
What?
It is their #1 play build right now is Lightning Spear Amazon, and that for good reason, right? Like,
Holy
it's the intention to be like, we removed this thing and added this thing. That isn't intentional that it ends up playing that strongly and that powerfully.
Yeah.
And it's like a clear, like, I mean, just use it and the whole screen implodes,
Yeah.
right?
But the trouble we have now is, like, you know, this is what people are doing now.
Yeah.
And we nerf that. Like, you know.
No,
like,
that's fair.
The answer is usually that we can't very easily.
That's fair.
So, you know.
Yep.
the botch. And then he goes right back to fucking lightning spearing on his little Roa, bro. Like, look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy. Look at, he has no shame. He has no shame, bro. No shame, man. Why did you snitch on LS? I didn't snitch on LS. I just wanted to get Jung nerf. Guys, getting Jung nerf, seeing the sadness on his face, having him DM me is the best feeling in the world. Get that guy nerf. Nerf Jung, give the power back to the everyday PoE player, buff every other build, nerf Jung. That is what we need in Path of Exile 2.
The magic of Gusto is its variety of cuisines. We get to travel the world.
Now we're in a position now where, because things like are probably possibly undertuned, that we can just do mid-league buffs, and so that
Yeah.
means you'll see way more patch changes happening now, because like it's okay to do major buffs during the middle of a league,
which we're
we just
doing.
can't do. Yeah, which we're doing now. Right.
I generated a relatively large list yesterday.
You know, this was super welcome by me and the community. We really appreciate it. I know it was a bit combative today, but I promise it's from love for the game.
Well, actually,
and,
so at the beginning, I obviously got out of bed on the wrong side of the bed this morning because I was feeling a little bit anxious, probably more than I should have done, and I apologize for that because that was probably not great. Yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just kind of, as I said, wasn't.
Some days it's like that. We're all human.
I appreciate it. I actually.
Overall, godly interview from Zizaran. Loved all the fighting. They were friends at the end. Loved the passion from Jonathan. I will not agree with anyone like talking shit about him. He even admitted it wasn't his best form. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It was super awesome. They said they had 15 immediate takeaways to fix PoE and make it better. I love that they do these interviews. I love the balls on Zizaran just to go in there and literally argue with them on everything. And really, really get out a lot of topics. So I loved it. It was amazing.
Now, when Jonathan says Act 3 wouldn't be a problem if there was no loading and you just had an infinite zone and we just put more mobs in, I say no, Jonathan, it would still be a problem because I would be like, oh no, it's the zone in the layout where I have to collect the 3 shitter mushrooms. I hate this one, right? No, I'm not done. Let me rant. Then he doubles down in every single interview saying that the zones being too big isn't the problem. Then they quintuple down by making a post saying that we will add more checkpoints because the problem isn't the zone density. Okay. Then Then they finally crack and they go, okay, we're listening to some feedback. Yes, he did not say that. He 100% said that. Stop being a bad mod, Zelric. I defend GGG. You don't need to. I speak the truth.
I'm never disagreeing with Ben ever again. The last time I disagreed with him, I was proven wrong within a few months. I said it's not all bad when it comes to PoE2, and now I'm eating my words. I'm never disagreeing with Ben ever again. If someone says Ben said, I always say that's correct now. Never again. Never again.
Yeah, when is Diablo 9 coming out? I saw
I
you
don't know
talk
when
about
Diablo
it.
9's coming out, bro. Diablo
Diablo
9's already
9.
out. Look at this. This is Diablo 9. Non-stop charging. Dude, this guy doesn't even have a cooldown. Zaki, that guy doesn't even have a cooldown. He's just a monkey who just jumps on me non-stop. It's just like jump, 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 jump. Mother leap slam, mother warrior from BLU1 in a monkey costume.
They might as well rename it to Karn, dude.
How much
That's
is
his
this actually?
build.
5C as well.
I mean, if you think the game is bad, maybe it's not a game thing, it's a you thing, and you're bad. You know, you don't want to play a game, you just want to automatically do stuff.
Love about this.
Alkaiser's flaming you on his stream. Alkaiser should be happy. I'm no longer playing Path of Exile, I'm just on it. I've officially moved on.
Does Al Kaiser think that you just want to... Wait, are those corrupted? No. Does he think that you just want to log in and just be given like the strongest item, like items? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Alkaiser should be happy. I took his advice.
and Al Kaiser is such a lucky guy. Sometimes I'm just watching him, right? Oh, he's like, I'm going to craft this thing, and he just uses like one exalt or something and gets like the best roll, and I'm like, come on, guy, like, Jesus, the luck he has is I don't know.
He said, if you're not happy with the game, stop playing it. Well, I'm not playing the game now, am I? I'm done with the game. I'm ascended. I'm now full-time React PoE hater now.
Still made
There's
reach
8% chance to
Nirvana.
win.
He probably went through an Andrew Tate's course, right? And left the Matrix.
What?
Actually won. Now I have to exalt Fizz. Now I have to exalt Fizz. It's still shit. I have to exalt Fizz. If I hit Fizz percentage, that's decent. It's good. Oh, this is the splash base too. It never gets old.
6 to what the?
That's.
Wait.
Fizz percentage, that's decent. It's good. Oh, this is the splash base too. It never gets old.
That's probably good. Wait.
Okay, in this case.
Does he drop a map every time? Wait, are we bug abusing? Wait. If you finish the map with the boss, the multiple elite, you get the maps. Ban him? No, guys, it's not as bad as the ritual thing.
Boom, 20.
Guys, new tech
Oh,
just dropped.
1.5
I will not
divines
slash a bug
to
that.
16 divines. Oh wow.
The one line to make PoE good is to say we have temporarily put Path of Exile 2 on hold while we focus primarily on the upcoming 3.26 league for Path of Exile 1. What do you guys think?
I don't know what to think. Honestly, I don't know whether. I feel like they should, in the first act, right? I feel like you should have a crafting bench that gives you at least, like here, right? There are like 5 levels, 5, crafting, I don't know, tiers, whatever you want to call it, right? If the amount of goodwill that they're going to get if they implement something that can allow you to craft as an alteration, right? Just reroll or just craft something. You just put the weapon and craft something. It doesn't matter, like 1 to 5 damage, fire damage, the lowest amount, right? But just to have the option, like 5 to 10 fire damage, it's such a boost in the beginning, it's ridiculous. But to get to that place where you have sockets or something, or just find, from the vendor, like a weapon or something, I don't know, like it's a struggle. At least it was a struggle for me when I was playing. I'm not playing right now because I'm honestly just going to wait for the game to get, I don't know, a bit more like I say, to have a bit more of a flow, right? Because I'm not going to waste my time and just struggle. It's not even about the struggle. It's like, for me personally, it's not even about the damage. It's just that the game at this current stage, for me personally, if you like the game, play the game, but I'm just saying, for me personally, it's not fun. And the amount of goodwill they will get if they surprise, the PoE community in the next patch and say, hey guys, we know it's too early, we don't want to implement, the actual thing that we want to implement with the crafting, but here is something to help you out. And you just go there and that's it. You have just one option, right? Level 1 life, level 1 movement speed, level 1 fire damage, cold damage, just couple of options. Let's say, well, there are 10 items, let's say 10 options, 10, 20 options or something, I don't know, just to have something where you feel like, okay, I found a transmutation or whatever this thing was, right? I found something, let me go and see if I can just, slam it with, 5 to 10 fire damage or whatever the thing is. It's just going to change it for people. Will be so happy, like, it's amazing. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you're playing PoE2, how is it going with the new patch? I was really tempted. I actually started downloading the game because I wanted to see the new thing with the Huntress and this, to see what the big deal is, but then I just stopped it and I was like, nah, it's not worth it. But maybe it's good, maybe the new changes, right? Maybe it's getting there, but if they don't implement fun and, like I say, flow to the game, where it seems like there is a flow, you're struggling but you're progressing, and you're struggling, you're progressing, like there is a flow to the game. I just don't know, like I feel like they're going to lose a lot of players, and players will go to some other games, right? And as a company, like I said in the previous video, which is a message to GGG, I don't think they wanna lose the money after all, because they're a company, they have people who are working there and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. Have fun.